greatest super weapon is your mind. Your mind is the soul of your thought. Well, the problem here is reason comes in to question our most common.
That problematizes the concept of the most controversial belief in the universe. Is it possible for people, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, and any other denomination to live freely and to live in unity?
Well, the problem is, how atheist are you?
Did you all know that you are all naturally atheists?
Because the saints' miracles are dead.
You know, the churches do believe that miracles are the definition of their religion, mostly the Christianity.
But I'm a bit skeptic. You know, most miracles are scientifically explainable.
I, however, know the demarcation line between religion, science, and philosophy. How about you? What's your take?
With saints reportedly being able to meditate and lift themselves from the ground, do supernatural things and not decaying, it is almost a landmark case for theists and the like. The power of being able to believe the miracles do exist seems to have convinced a number of them.
If it is indeed true, devout believers in medieval ages or ambivalent periods were reportedly granted supernatural abilities, such that the abilities mentioned are some of today's conventional superhero. One of these remarkable abilities is levitation. There are certain cases concerned about incorruptibility and healing. Levitation is simply the power or the ability to fly. One of the most amazing cases was that of Saint Joseph of Cupertino. It is said that he, even though being able to read and write, was retrieved by the Holy Order of Franciscans because of seeing the miracle of God, which is presented through levitation.
Levitation and flight is technically impossible for human beings. With the power of gravity pulling down human beings multiplied to its body mass, the wind cannot simply lift the human body not unless under extreme circumstances such as hurricanes or tornadoes. The more convincing case is that they tend to levitate through meditation as if being lifted by a god from the land.
Levitation, despite its audacious claim, is still denied by the empirical society, most especially science. Scientists believe that there is an unknown link defining levitation in the natural order of things, making it impossible to believe. Also, they have associated this to certain process about autosuggestion and even connivance with conspiracy. They say the stories were fabricated to fortify Christian faith, but most Eastern religions also use such ideas. Some cases of miracles are powerful enough to make people believe, like being able to produce tears that heal, healing through faith, and so on.
In the Philippines, this is called faith healing. Faith healing is a process when the healer uses faith instead of professional medical knowledge in order to heal someone. People disprove this by being too invasive in the human body despite the lack of professional medical knowledge.
The faith healing process is a phenomena in the believer's realm. While most skeptics would deny the power, believers miraculously regenerate through such. The basic explanation is psychosemantics and the placebo effect. The power of believing extremely to yourself and its regenerative power, whilst we use faith and religion as a receptacle, is the only reason. Mind is the master of the body.
Did you know that Filipinos are still primitive about science advancement? For example, we still believe in albularias and faith healers. That's why we ask for their help and not for the doctors.
The death of a human being is cyclical, as most other living organisms will reach their death and decay period. Through such period, it is still impossible for one special being to denounce the process despite the loss of his or her life. With a human being naturally decaying through time and the matter present both within and outside the body. It is difficult for one to not follow the process, for not even longevity processes cannot preserve the body in its highest recognizable state.
The main idea is that the lack of oxygen exposure and exhumation renders them incorruptible. However, it is still an isolated case as most exhumed bodies easily decompose but not as soon as naturally buried bodies.
Did you know that you're a natural atheist? Ex nihilo nihil fit. It is a Latin phrase that translates to nothing comes from nothing. This means that the universe is natural. Therefore, God could have not made the universe because everything has been already present.
Pare, did you know that natural science we know today talks about the existence of innate energy and it cannot be created or destroyed?
Then this means that no God can exist because everything is not naturally ours. In short, juncture development. Right?
This was an idea produced by Parmenides, believing that the world is defined through the naturally evolving energy.
That is in support of Thales in the 6th century, who used the term water but not conventional dihydrogen monoxide, rather mass bodies that build up the universe. Right? Yes. Okay.
It means that God could have not created the universe because we believe in naturally existing energy. This naturally existing energy is harnessed through time despite its infinitesimal use and consumption of space. After billions of years, it started to grow through furnaces, and thus it formed worlds, galaxies, and planets as we know it today. Before anything else, I'd like to thank you for listening and staying tuned to our first episode, which is titled Natural Atheist. Before you go, I'd like to ask you, how atheist are you? Again, thanks for watching.